Hey, I'm Marky Billson. It's Tri-City Sports Now. Michael Avenatti has been making a lot of headlines or appearing on a lot of, Stormy Daniels' lawyer. Right? Okay. Is he going to run for president? Which kind of shows you the changes that Donald Trump has made to who's going to run for president that we now have these days. Because I actually remember one commentator when it pertains to the sport of college basketball that watches entire season. And this, we can believe this, it's really scummy out there. Avenatti has been interviewed with one of the largest apparel companies in the world. He's been intertwined, not interviewed with. No, Nike hasn't interviewed Michael Avenatti. My apologies there. But he has been intertwined with them the last few months because the defense lawyer made famous for has suddenly emerged as an outspoken critic of the athletic wear company, as he is representing a former AAU coach turned Nike whistleblower that's ready to blow the top off Nike's illegal and clandestine stranglehold of college basketball, or so they say. Now, I always have found it disturbing that Tennessee became a Nike school. And that blew my mind. I mean, we might have to wear Adidas sneakers, not Nike sneakers. I've always been somewhat, we got to wear Nikes. That's got to be what I do instead of Reebok. Because that was all the thing in Brevard, North Carolina in 6th grade. You didn't want to get picked on and all this sort of stuff. So, I have to have Nike shoes. And why do you have to have Nike shoes? I have to have Nike shoes. But during the Clay Travis interview, Avenatti tries to pull the rug from under Nike with the rampant dropping of bombshell allegations that you heard here on 1420 that Avenatti has plenty of documentation to back up. Avenatti also talks about a basketball player to go to just outside the culture. Why would Duke? I would Stanford. Why would prestigious, Baylor at once upon a time, and it got, Baylor came out as being pretty scummy. Northwestern only made the NCAA 20 years ago. They never won. Then again, might say, but, Princeton's always been good. That's because Pete Carrill slowed down the tempo, and Bill Bradley was a special individual. League when they play somebody else. Think about this. So, this isn't to say that, obviously the University of Virginia has a good reputation, but then you start hearing Avenatti and you say, I can understand why one would want to go if they were offering a scholarship to Duke under most circumstances, but when there are other offers, could this be the cherry on top? Anyway, Avenatti says that this isn't about catching kids red-handed who are to pay paid playing basketball, as Avenatti thinks that the star athlete should be receiving full legal compensation, but rather it's about school now, and it used to be. It may not have, here's the thing about Avenatti, and even if he's right, he comes off like Jose Canseco. Jose Canseco was absolutely, totally right about steroids in baseball. But somehow we don't view him as a hero. Now, I used to work for Jose Canseco's agent. Part of the reason might be that Jose Canseco hasn't necessarily handled himself all that well. It's one thing to have a 10-year the doors, let's face it, you get the idea that Canseco had been blackballed. Making the occasional appearances he has in independent baseball for the last 10 years, okay, something to see. Furthermore, Ozzie Canseco was once, if you ever listen to his brother Ozzie Canseco, he'll go on and on and on about how he thinks that he was robbed of winning the Independent Player of the Year award. He's been anything but repentant. He has not apologized or even, it's like, steroids, go use them. All while blowing the whistle on. And this is why He's become Grover Cleveland Alexander at the fair. There's a reference for you. Wow. Yes, my client, Donald Trump had an affair with her and it was seamy and all that. And you're about 30 years too late in another president. And as it turns out, Stormy Daniels has to go back and, into the gentlemen's clubs and pay enormous legal fees and all of this. And you start wondering, Michael Avenatti, how good of an attorney are you? That's the thing. Like I said, we know that there have been some payments going out and all this. It almost seems now where paying the players would be more on the up and up. And I know that the NCAA would then, what are you going to say he makes the claim, he may be 100% right, but he comes off like Jose Canseco. And that's hard to do in a business as scummy as college basketball. Also explains why Steve Forbes, when I asked him about did this player play with concussion in 2019. This is one must as a basketball coach. You're going to try to get players to come in, and you do it at a school where Carl Torbush was basically, no, to the JUCOs, and you build the team with JUCO, even if you once went under a show cause penalty. Even if after you go on and on, you answer my question and saying, Maladen after the game was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Well, that kind of explains that maybe he was playing or out on the court when he shouldn't have been. Regardless. That's college basketball today. It's the big league sport in town. And you just wish that it was somebody other than fans don't care mindset. It makes it really, really, really scummy. Kind of why I'd rather, kind of prefer minor league professional sports. Except the Appalachian League. That gets a little bit too mom and pop.
WEMB Sports Radio.